my friend, D flat minor. Now, between a D flat major and a D flat minor, we're simply flattening our median. Now, might be a little weird to hear it this way, but when we have a D, F sharp, and A, that's a D major. If we diminished each one of those, we would then have a D flat, F natural, A flat. Gee golly whiz. If we have a D flat, F natural, and an A flat, and we flatten that F, yes, it is called an F flat. However, the note that we know it as would be an E note. E natural is an F. Therefore, when we have our E sharp, that's an F. F flat is an E. They have a half step. That's what that is. There isn't a note in between it. In fact, over on a piano, there isn't a black key in between those two notes. There is no half step between E and F and B and C on any instrument, at least in the Western era. We deal with tonal values rather than microtonal dissections and or cutting up of those into 4 different tones. Hope that's not too much information. So what we're gonna do today is see how to play that D flat minor. If we play just these 2 notes and leave the E string open and play our pinky on the 4, we get this huge chord of a D minor. Frankly, I just bar the whole thing and then I put a pinky down on alternate at the 4th fret, leaving this G string to be played here for the G sharp or the A flat inharmonically in name. This is our D flat minor. Again, you could play it with the open E string, but frankly, I've been playing ukulele for a little minute. I've never played it that way. It feels weird for my fingers. I got small hands. So you do you. When we go to a D flat minor at the 4th fret, we are simply moving up the chord we know is an A minor, and we're moving up to the 6th fret, barring up the rest of that 4th. That gives us our D flat minor. If we take this D flat minor and we move this all the way up and we put our first finger up here on the 7th fret, we traverse our middle finger to the 8th fret on the thickest string, the C string, and then proceed to take our fingers and play them right on both sides on the E string and the G string, high or low, depending on what kind of unit you have. This also gives us a D minor. Now, how do we learn these chords? Oh, D flat minor, I'm sorry. How do we learn these chords and commit them to memory? Exactly what I'm doing right here. I'm using the chords that I just learned and I'm playing them one after each other and trying to hearing the intonation. Sometimes feeling how those notes come right before it, feeling that minor itself, and then compare it to another chord. You know, the C minor. Well, you can't play a D flat and keep that open, so you have to have that, or else it sounds too darn funky. Subscribe to be.